Good evening. The February 10th Westfield Washington School Board of Trustees meeting is now in session. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're glad so many of you could be here with us. And since we have quorum, please join us to stand for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, this is the part of the evening we all look forward to, celebrating our Students of the Month. Want to just give you all a few housekeeping items before we proceed. We have Mr. David Dixon here with us tonight to provide professional photos for all of the students. So he will take their photos as they receive their award, and then after all of our Student of the Month have been recognized, we'll pause for a brief intermission. Families can go out to the lobby for some refreshments and have photos with their students and their family and faculty that are here with them tonight. So we will first start with the Virginia F. Wood Early Learning Center.
Hello, good evening. My name is Kaylee Dickin. I'm Assistant Director at the Early Learning Center, and tonight I get to introduce you to Hannah Pradeep, and we are so excited to tell you about her. Hannah always has a smile on her face and is kind to other children in her class. This month, our guiding principle is generosity, but Hannah exemplifies all of our guiding principles. Tonight, I'm joined by some teachers from Miss Hannah's room. We've got Mr. Cody Johnson, Mrs. Hannah Nair, and Miss Alexia Vanskyke, and they all joined to celebrate. And this is what they had to say about Hannah. They say, Hannah has grown so much since starting our program last year. She is such a delight to see every day in our classroom. Hannah embodies empathy. She is always showing concern for others. She is respectful, patient, and always ready to cooperate and learn. She loves to teach our class Japanese and is eager to learn other languages as well. She has become independent this past year, along with a great peer helper model. She is an amazing peer in our co-teach classroom and is quite humorous on top of it all. Congrats, Hannah.
Congratulations, Hannah. Next, we invite Carrie Ridge.
Good evening. I am Jen Rivera, the assistant principal at Cary Ridge, and I am joined up here tonight by Millie Shiverdecker, who we are honoring as our Cary Ridge Student of the Month. Joining Millie is her first grade teacher, Miss Gretz, and our principal, Mr. Chambers. I am excited to recognize Millie as our Student of the Month. I was her kindergarten teacher, and now I have the pleasure of being her assistant principal. So I think I'm the lucky one up here tonight, getting to spend so much time with Millie. Millie's one of those students who walks into the building and instantly makes the day better. She greets staff each morning with a smile, a story, and sometimes a very important update about her life, all before the bell rings. Millie is a hardworking student who takes pride in doing her best. She approaches learning with patience, grit, and determination, and she's always eager to participate. She's dependable, respectful, and the kind of student teachers can count on, which, as we all know, is a pretty big deal. But what really sets Millie apart is the joy she brings with her everywhere she goes. Her laughter is contagious. Her humor is perfectly timed, and she has a gift for making people feel welcome. When I think of Millie, I think of the quote, "Joy is not in things, it is in us," because that line fits her perfectly. Millie doesn't just have joy, she shares it generously. Millie is a wonderful representation of our school community. She reminds us that learning should include laughter, kindness matters, and sometimes the best part of the day is simply seeing someone who is genuinely happy to be there. We are incredibly proud to celebrate Millie as our Student of the Month. Please join me in congratulating her.
Congratulations. Next, we invite Maple Glen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Buzan, and I am the principal at Maple Glen Elementary, and I am joined this evening with Miss Mackenzie Oliver, who is one of our third grade teachers, and our Student of the Month, who we are super proud of, Maddie Stevens. So we're going to talk a little bit about Maddie and what a wonderful, joyful person she is. So when we send out the email that tells our staff and says, hey, this is who our Student of the Month is, if you have anything to share, please let me know. I had emails coming in within minutes telling us what a wonderful student Maddie was. So some of the things that were shared: Maddie goes out of her way to welcome new students with a warm smile and helps everyone feel at home in the classroom. She's always willing to help her classmates. She's attentive, and she approaches each day ready and eager to learn. Her related arts teachers emailed me, all of them together, and said that her enthusiasm, positive energy, and teamwork shine through when she's working with groups, and she embraces opportunities and challenges with confidence. Mrs. Johnson, Maddie's first grade teacher, shared that having Maddie in first grade was truly special. Her optimism and contagious joy lit up the room, and she said, and I quote, "That girl's got a lot of spunk." Mrs. Mock, she's back there too. Mrs. Mock, Maddie's second grade teacher, shared that Maddie was always a hard worker and constantly putting forth her best effort. She approached each task with focus and determination. She worked diligently to improve any skill, and she took pride at being at school and doing her best. She's dedicated and has a positive role model. When Maddie was nominated this year, it was shared that she was a friend to everyone. She does the right thing. She brings sunshine wherever she goes. And all of these characteristics come together to show that Maddie really is a role model for all the students at Maple Glen. So Maddie, congratulations. We're super proud of you.
Congratulations. Next, we invite Monon Trail. Congratulations. Now we welcome Oak Trace.
Hi, everybody. I am Jane Hitch. I'm the proud principal at Oak Trace. I am joined by Jody Hart, one of our teachers, and the amazing Mr. Braden Lane, who is a student in our building. And we are so excited to share his story with you tonight. He's been at our school for a long time, way back in developmental preschool, and now he is a third grader. It's hard to believe that he's been there so long. We're so excited to acknowledge Braden and how hard that he works. When we talked about him being the student of the month, so many people were so excited and talked about how hardworking he was. One of our staff members, when I said, "Hey, don't forget to send your information about Braden," he said, one word, determined. And that describes Braden. You'll also notice his great smile. He has a great smile, so do his two brothers over there. Just a happy kid, and we love to see his smile. Mrs. Griggs said that he's such a sweet boy. She's our music teacher. He always has a smile on his face and does a great job in music. He's recently started learning the recorder, and he's really enjoying it. Think about the Lane house with all three boys learning the recorder. That's really fun, I bet. Mrs. Dankman, one of our third grade teachers, shares that it's an honor to write about you, Braden. You're happy and willing all of the time. Every day you're excited to see the class and share something that's going on in your life. He brings a smile to our class's faces. I see lots of smiles out there in the audience. You're bringing a smile to all those people out there today. And then Mrs. Hart said that he's a pure joy to teach. He comes to school every day excited and ready to learn. He's extremely hardworking, hilarious, and kind to everyone that he meets. Some of our instructional assistants talked about what a hard worker he is, always has a smile on his face. Let's give it up for Mr. Braden Lane. You got a cheering audience, right? All right, you're going to look right over here.
Right here, Braden. 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. We now invite Shamrock Springs.
Good evening, everyone. Rob Hedges, principal of Shamrock Springs Elementary School, and I've got music teacher Mrs. McMullen, student teacher, and also Mrs. Russo, his second grade teacher for our awesome students, Brooks Schriever. So Brooks was nominated by Mrs. McMullen, and she's going to share a few things here in just a second. But Brooks, I want to share with you a few things of what your classmates shared about you. So how does Brooks make our second grade classroom better? From the kids. He's nice, he's silly, he celebrates others doing the right thing. And how did Brooks make you smile this week? That's a great question. His dance moves? Would you like to see him? No, just kidding. Dance moves and just his smile. Mrs. McMullen?
Thank you. It was a pleasure to think of nominating Brooks for an award. I just wrote to the principal and said, if you ever need someone for an award, it would be Brooks. And I listed the reasons that he's such a great student, not only in music class, but he also belongs to choir. So in music class, if you ever see him talking and you ask him what he's talking about, you'll be surprised because there'll be something inspirational to his classmates and to me. But I like it because if I forget to take his device that he gives teachers to help him hear better, he will bring up the device to the teacher that hasn't asked for it already. And he might even, if you are wearing it already, he might even tell you, this light needs to be turned off. So I love the way he self-advocates, because that's not easy for students, not even easy for adults. Okay, and so, but even after I nominated him for an award for how he even inspires teachers to see the affinities and the character of their students, and to know that they have hearts that are so full of things that are wonderful. Even besides all that, later on, even after Mr. Hedges said he was going to give him the award, I went up to Brooks and I said, Brooks, why when you come to choir class, do you not want me to wear the device around my neck? And he said, well, when I'm in choir, there's a lot of interference. A lot of other sounds are picked up and a lot of interference. And I thought to myself, he just powers through that. But yet he is one of the speediest students at learning his music, and he gets up on stage and he shares his expression with everyone and his joy. So if you would like to see him sometime, he's about to sing at the high school when we sing the Star Spangled Banner, and then he's going to go on with us to sing for Indy Fuel. So when we sing the Star Spangled Banner there again, you might get a chance to see him in front of the whole stadium at Fisher. So it's been a pleasure to nominate him. So did you have anything you wanted to say about Brooks? But she's a student teacher who just started.
I started about 6 weeks ago, so I am from Ball State, and so being in Westfield is truly a joy. About Brooks, he truly is such a light and aspires me as a student teacher to want to keep teaching elementary school, and I have nothing but absolute joy and love for all of the students in the school, and especially Brooks, who shows me even if something gets tough, you can power through it and do anything you put your mind to.
Would you mind holding that so I can hold his device as well as I read? Thank you. Tonight, I want to honor a special second grader that shines brightly at Shamrock Springs. Despite having hearing loss, Brooks approaches every day with courage and kindness. Brooks consistently makes good choices, from following directions to treating others fairly. He also celebrates other students' successes, noticing their effort, offering congratulations, and just lifting others up. Brooks' spirit creates a classroom where everyone feels encouraged to do their best. We are proud of his accomplishments and the character he shows every day.
Let's hear it for Brooks.
Go, Brooks. Do I put this anywhere?
I would just set it right here.
Congratulations. Next, we invite Washington Woods.
Hello. Hi, my name is Libby Budd. I'm the principal at Washington Woods Elementary. I am joined here this evening by Kai, one of our first grade students in Mrs. Harshman's class. Every month we honor different students. We have several leaders and students showing great characteristics throughout the building. But this month we are so excited to celebrate Kai. He is a new student to Washington Woods this year. This is his first year with us, and he has just made tremendous growth. So we're very excited to celebrate him. Mrs. Harshman shared that Kai has made significant growth this year by consistently using his habits. He sets goals for himself and works hard to solve both small problems and big problems, improve his handwriting, and build new friendships at his new school. Kai is willing to try and try again when writing complete sentences, demonstrating perseverance and positive attitude toward learning. His commitment to improving his behavior and persevering through challenges is something to be proud of, and I'm very proud of the progress that he has made. You have had an incredible year, Kai, and we're so excited for you. You should be proud of yourself. You feeling proud? Good. Please join me in celebrating Kai.
Congratulations. Now we welcome Westfield Intermediate School.
We'll try this again. Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Hunt. I'm one of the assistant principals at Westfield Intermediate School. Tonight with me, I have teachers Olivia Karlstedt, Lisa Christ, and Kaylee Howie. And we'd like to recognize Ella Newton as our Student of the Month. Out of nearly 1,700 students, Ella, a sixth grader, was nominated by her teacher team and selected by our administration. What an incredible honor. Ella's team shared that she is one of the hardest working students that they've had a privilege of teaching. She asks thoughtful questions, engages deeply in her learning, and is always willing to help others. Ella is kind, supportive, and liked by all. Her inclusiveness and strong work ethic truly set her apart. Ella embraces every challenge with determination, and she thrives because of her positive attitude and commitment to doing her best. She embodies all of our guiding principles and shows us every single day what it means to be a rock. Let us hear it one more time for Ella Newton, our Student of the Month.
Congratulations, and now we welcome the Westfield Middle School.
Good evening. I'm Stacy Swan, principal at Westfield Middle School, and it is my honor to recognize Mia Brown tonight as our Student of the Month, and I'm with Stacy Schwingendorf and Abigail Johnson, her teachers. And I'm going to start by talking about when I went into Mia's social studies class and let her know that, she was going to be recognized. I opened the floor up to the other 8th graders in the room. What's so great about Mia? And that's a little nerve-wracking, right? And you never know what they're going to say. But they said all good things, but they led with loud. And when I clarified with Mrs. Schwingendorf, she said loud in all the great ways. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about her leadership qualities, because that's the trait that kept coming up, is she's an amazing leader. And so your teachers put it much more eloquently than your classmates did, so I'm going to summarize those, okay? So, from Mrs. Pena, Mia shines as brightly as a star in the classroom. Always eager to learn, she asks thoughtful questions, consistently goes above and beyond, using what she has learned to produce excellent work. She arrives to class each day with a beautiful smile on her face, demonstrates strong sense of teamwork, and is always willing to help everyone around her. Mia is kind and sweet, and I am confident that amazing things await her in the future. Miss Johnson says, Mia is a leader in the science classroom. She leads by example and helps other students do their best. She is always up for a challenge. When I provide extra learning opportunities, Mia tries every single time. I am also thankful to have Mia as a student on the Viper team. Also, it has been so great to see Mia grow as a leader since I've had the great opportunity to coach her in volleyball the last 2 seasons. She brings an air of confidence and strength to the volleyball court, and I know her teammates look to her to lead the team with enthusiasm and a great attitude. And then Mrs. Schwingendorf says, Mia is a bright light in the classroom. She is friendly, goofy, and fun, but definitely knows when to get serious. She takes advantage of the study tools available to her, often leading the class in extra practice sessions before assessments. She is well liked by her peers and is an easy leader in group work in class. She consistently puts her best effort forward. She is an altogether extraordinary student and person, and I agree. Congratulations, Mia.
Congratulations, and now we invite Westfield High School.
And by the Westfield High School Student of the Month, Chris Trevino. I want to take this moment to celebrate when it clicks. And when it clicks. In education, oftentimes we mention light bulbs going on. But for me, when it clicks is when a young person's thoughts, actions, words, everything mirrors that light bulb. And every action that is taken leads to success. This year is a year where for Chris, it's clicking. And I want to celebrate all the work that he has put into making that happen. A lot of times, before a great amount of growth, there's a level of uncomfort. And Chris made a choice this year to be a trailblazer at a new high school program, the Shamrock Success Academy. Started the school year, new setting, new teachers, and he has rocked it ever since then. Every single day he is coming to school and he has modeled the Westfield Washington schools guiding principles of hard work and responsibility. He has been somebody that classmates can look to as a role model and for guidance. And he has been somebody that we are proud of daily in our school and in our program. With him showing his character and putting in this hard work, he has really added some tools in his toolkit for the day after graduation. So while we celebrate this moment, this month, and this year, Chris, I always like to add that challenge. It's not about this. It's not about this award. It's about getting those skills and taking on that next challenge, because you will be an impact person in life. Chris is a great example of Westfield High School and our students, and he's a great example of somebody who strives for success. Success is not a moment. Success comes from constant day in and day out pursuit of excellence. And Chris has done that every day this year. Please give me a round of applause for Westfield High School Student of the Month, Chris Trevino.
All right, congratulations to all of our February Students of the Month. We will present the Rock Strong Awards before we invite our families to the lobby. So without further ado, we move to another highlight that we enjoy every quarter with the presentation of the Rock Strong Awards. So thank you to Everwise Credit Union and the Westfield Education Foundation for their sponsorship of these awards. And at this time, I would like to invite Ms. Ashley Nutt, Executive Director of the Westfield Education Foundation, as well as representatives of Everwise to present the Rock Strong Awards.
Thank you. Good evening. It's always a pleasure to be here tonight and to share our appreciation for our staff members across the district. Another shout out to Everwise Credit Union for sponsoring this opportunity. They have just signed on for a whole nother year, so we get to keep doing this for another year and shouting out for our teachers. So thank you for Julia and Cole for being here tonight. The Westfield Education Foundation has been supporting families at Westfield schools for 40 years. This is our 40th anniversary this year. So we hope to share and shout out some great stories and reflect back on ways that we've been able to be a part of our schools and growing, and we look forward to moving forward as well. Tonight we're going to start with Erica Banis from Cary Ridge Elementary School. Miss Banis is an amazing teacher. She is engaging with students and truly makes learning fun. My daughter is excelling in school because of Miss Banis and the care and the effort she puts into her classroom. She not only engages the students in her class, but also supports the entire school community by leading an active student council, help organizing all school videos, spirit days, and so much more. We're incredibly thankful for Miss Banis at Cary Ridge. Thank you for being rock strong. No cards, right? No time. Next is Jody Brooks from Maple Glen Elementary School. Hi. Jody is a teacher who truly goes above and beyond each day for both students and staff. As a beloved second grade teacher, she brings joy and creativity and high expectations into her classroom, creating an environment where students feel supported and challenged to be their best. Beyond her classroom, Jody is a natural leader among her colleagues, serving as a trusted mentor and a steady source of guidance, and a dedicated advocate for the staff in her role with the WCTA representative. Her commitment, integrity, and unwavering support for others make her the very definition of rock strong. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stephen Hadley from Monon Trail Elementary. Hi, Mr. Hadley. Mr. Hadley has been an instructional assistant at Monon Trail Elementary School for the past few years and has modeled what it means to be a Shamrock from day one. He has been a fast learner who consistently goes above and beyond to support all students. Mr. Hadley is fun, reliable, and always willing to step in wherever he is needed. He even attends teacher professional development sessions when he's not required, and simply because he wants to be better and understand how to support students in the classroom. We're grateful to have him as part of our team. Thank you for being rock strong. Jill Graff from Oak Trace Elementary School. Jill always brings a warm, happy, and excited energy to our classroom and to our kids. The kids love her and gravitate to her because of her spirit. She is what a staff member and she is the epitome of what every staff member and every building deserves. Jill was a developmental preschool teacher for many years, and after retirement, started working as an IA in life skills. She has made a tremendous impact on the students and staff at Westfield and is a true testament how to be rock strong. Thank you for being rock strong. Catherine Gray from Shamrock Springs Elementary School. Catherine wears so many hats throughout the day, answering the doorbell, helping problem solve shortages, answering phone calls, paying bills, responding to teachers, parent questions, submitting work orders, walking students to class, and keeping everyone's schedule straight. You name it, she does it. She handles it all with consistent positive attitude and a solution-centered mindset. Catherine is an outstanding staff member and, even more importantly, an incredible person. Thank you for being rock strong. Jesse Hexel, Washington Woods Elementary. Miss Hexel is a kind, loving educator who always has her students' best interest in mind. She makes learning fun, engages students and families, and seeks support for children's full development. She is such a role model development for modeling gratitude and encouraging students to do the same. Her presence is a full joy, and she is a blessing to her students. Thank you for being rock strong. You're welcome. Rodney Wilson, Westfield Intermediate School. Mr. Wilson's willingness to go above and beyond demonstrates his exceptional dedication. His actions required additional time, planning, and personal sacrifice, yet he approaches them with a professionalism and care. Teachers are not always recognized for the work they do beyond the classroom, but Mr. Wilson's efforts deserve acknowledgement. He did not make the accommodations out of obligations, but out of genuine commitment to his students and their families. His focus on ensuring that an in-class learning translates to academic success exemplifies the highest standard of this profession. Thank you for being Rock Strong. Abigail Johnson, Westfield Middle School. Abby goes above and beyond to support her colleagues. She is always willing to lend a hand, ensuring her team runs smoothly and efficiently. Her leadership extends beyond logistics. Abby consistently fosters collaboration, advocates for students, and works tirelessly to create positive and effective learning environments. Abby Johnson embodies the spirit of Rock Strong through her leadership, generosity, and genuine care for those around here. She makes Westfield Middle School a stronger, more connected community every single day. Thank you for being Rock Strong. Ralph Robinson, Westfield High School. This was turned in. I had the blessing to have Mr. Robertson as my AP Micro teacher, and I say that that's the hardest class I've ever taken in my life. That's not me, but that sounds hard. But it's amazing how Robinson has guided me through a class with an A. He said it will all come together, and it truly does. I have to tell him I have no idea what's going on at all, and we spend as long as I need to make sure I understand everything. It's engaging with him, and he even does it. And he even does it, though it doesn't make sense. Most of the time, it comes together at the end. I don't understand in a certain way. He'll find another way, and he makes sure that it makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Thank you for helping your student be in Rock Strong. We're going to get an assistant to translate this next one. Alba Trujillo. I'll read it and then I'll have you read it. Okay. Alba consistently goes above and beyond the call of duty, not only excelling in her own cafeteria at Westfield Intermediate School, but also steps up to help support the schools with only 1 minute notice. Her willingness to always help on such a short notice has helped to ensure that no student experiences anything less than a seamless meal service throughout the district. Alba has made a lasting impact throughout her cafeteria and her teams in the district. We are deeply grateful for her effort and dedication to serving our students throughout Westfield Washington schools.
Alba siempre va a ser más allá de sus responsabilidades, no solo destacando en su propia cafetería en la Escuela Intermedia Westfield, sino también ofreciendo su apoyo a otras escuelas con solo unos minutos de anticipación. Su disposición para ayudar siempre con tan poca anticipación ha ayudado a garantizar ningún estudiante experiente un servicio de comida sin interrupciones en todo el distrito. Alba ha tenido un impacto duradero en los demás equipos de cafetería del distrito. Estamos profundamente agradecidos por su esfuerzo y dedicación al servir a nuestros estudiantes de todo el distrito Westfield High School, Washington.
This is Valeria. She's a high school sophomore, and she came in right when we needed her. Awesome. Thank you for being Rock Strong tonight.
You're welcome.
Harley Abbott from the Early Learning Center. Harley Abbott is a new nurse in our building this year. She has brought so much positivity to the building and kind, caring, understanding of what needs our little ones are bringing. Harley has also worked hard to build positive relationships with the staff and administrators in the building. She initiated some classroom lessons, including hand washing and germs, that teachers raved about. A staff member states, Harley is amazing with the children and regularly follows up if the child isn't feeling well. She completely understands the needs of the children here, and we love her. Parents are also raved about Harley and her communication when a child isn't feeling well. We are so pleased to recognize Harley Abbott as our Rock Strong winner. Thank you for being Rock Strong. Ella Williams from BAC. Ella Williams is an amazing team member for our before and after care program. Her kindness shines through every interaction with children, families, and staff alike. She's dependable and gives the students at Shamrock Springs a sense of comfort every single day. She loves her job, and it shows in a way when she greets each child with patience and joy. She steps in to help without hesitation, and the way she lifts up other people around her. Her presence makes our program better, brighter, and more connected. We are incredibly grateful for all she does and that she brings to the BAC team. Thank you for being Rock Strong.
Give her a last round of applause. All right, congratulations, and thank you all again for all you do for our schools. At this time, we will invite everyone to the lobby for professional photographs and refreshments. We will reconvene the public portion of our meeting in 20 minutes. portion of our meeting. We are at the public comment item on the agenda. However, we do not have any public comments, so we'll save the rules. But tonight, then the first item of business is the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of board minutes, accounts payable vouchers, payroll vouchers, personnel report, overnight and/or out-of-state field trips, and routine contract renewals. All the items in the consent agenda have been reviewed by the board in advance of the meeting and are approved in a single motion. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion or questions? All right, hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next, we will move to business and operations. Each month, we look forward to hearing from our construction partners on the progress of school projects around the district. And this evening, we are pleased to welcome two of our construction managers. And first, we will hear from Mike from Hagerman Group.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Trustees and Dr. Atha and staff. So we're going to start off, I believe, with a drone video, right, Stacy? Yeah. So this was the first of the month, and I know today it seems like it's almost spring break, but it's been cold, as you know, and there's been a lot of ice and snow, and that's our ice skating rink right there. So see, this is looking from the west back to the east. Not a lot of work on the site work. That is an area where we will be focusing just as soon as the weather breaks. Obviously, we have a lot of ball fields to build and parking lots and roads and drives. We have been fortunate to kind of meet kind of an internal deadline that we had to get most of the building enclosed and to get temporary heat on so we could continue work inside, and that's played well for us, and we're thankful for that. It's a pleasure working for you guys. So that's pretty much the outside, I believe. We were able to do some of those geothermal wells periodically too. So to get to the next presentation, Stacy, remind me what I do. The PowerPoint or whatever. Oh, I'm there. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, so again, one of the still photos out of the drone video, that's looking to the southwest as the crow would fly. This is looking to the northeast. So on the left is the classroom addition. The middle part will be that's from the south side, so that'll be where the main entrance will be. And then to the right's band, music, choir, the gymnasium, auxiliary gym, etc. Another photo of the outside, another photo of the ice rink. Again, same photo. So inside, a lot more progress. This is in the main lobby area. This is where part of that grand stair goes. It's very high. There's windows up there to bring a lot of natural light in. Great design by CSO and their team. Another photo of that area. Some inside classrooms. We have some classrooms that are really far along, and we have grid in and drywall up and painted, and we're ready for some casework and moving along well in a lot of the classrooms. This is a courtyard view where there's a lot of internal courtyards, so there's outside walls on those. So this is an area where you can see the windows and the metal siding and things like that. They'll be great student spaces. This is in the kitchen. We've been laying a lot of block walls and a lot of mechanical rough ends under the floors poured, a lot of rough ends mechanically for in the walls and overhead. This is an academic lab, pretty far along as you can see. Pretty neat ceilings and a lot of equipment for those labs. Just some words, what's in progress. As the weather allows, when it's not too cold, the geothermal wells, Again, mentioned temporary heating, exterior metal siding and windows, roofing as weather will allow here coming back up. A lot of overhead work, a lot of interior framing and drywall work, and CMU work in the kitchen areas. Next 60 days, want to hit this site work really hard as weather permits. We've been doing a lot of coordination, more just rough ends and some of the same work, just a lot of it, more rough work, and we'll open in the fall of 2027. Financials, I know that's important. So we had the original contract. There was a change order 1 for the Centennial Road. That got us to 140. We've billed 52% as of February. We've used 6.9% of the owner designer allowance and 6.4% of the CMC contingencies. We've had 47 ASI. So great collaboration with CSO and all their team. Other events, my compadres here are bringing the sewer and water to the site, so we can't wait until that gets done, Jonathan. You can hurry if you want. The Centennial Road improvements, we need to get that sliver of land. We need to get that worked out. Whoever can help us with that. And then the State Road 32 and Centennial Road intersection work, that's advancing, and we will have another design meeting with A&F this Friday to see where they're at. That's the new roundabout. With that, I can answer any questions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And next we will invite Jerry with Performance Services.
Thank you for inviting me tonight to give you an update on construction. Happy to be here. So we are focused on, I guess that's me to move this forward. We're focused really largely on the elementary school, intermediate school conversion to elementary school construction right now, and continuing the progress of our first phase of that. That is really in the core there in the red dashed area that you can see. And we have just finished over the Christmas holiday, the media center, and have transitioned over from the into the previous media center space to develop the exceptional students area, and are currently working on that. So some completion photographs here of the library media center. So this is going to be, of course, used by grades K through 6 over the course of the next year. So there are more book stacks in there now than there will be eventually. So eventually that'll open up. There'll be more floor level learning and different kind of what I would call micro stations for different types of learning environments within that space. So just a few images of that completed area. Okay, and then some construction progress shots that show you the different spaces that are going to be within the special ed or exceptional learners area, different spaces. And that's, you know, these photographs are a week and a half old or so I'm sure things have changed since then. And then I also have some photographs of kind of outside of that work environment. It's important that we really try to impact the learning environment as little as possible. So we're self-contained, we're really contained within that area. There's very little movement of workers in and out of that area during the day. What we do is load materials early or late, kind of before school or after school, to make sure that we can minimize any of that kind of traffic in and out. And that just shows you the containment zone that really can't tell that work's going on. We try not to be present. Or at least noticeable. Just a few things kind of moving forward. We will plan on wrapping up that phase that I just showed you over the spring break period. And that's when we really transition to the next phase. So we'll begin work on exterior environment, so playground work. We'll also begin work interior on some kindergarten classrooms. And the bulk of the work then really will be very busy over the summer period, because since the building is so full, we have to really concentrate our efforts during the kind of off-school portion of the year. I'll open it up for questions from the board.
Everything still looks good for opening next fall, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
everything's on track, yep.
Schedule-wise?
Yep.
Great. Anybody else? All right, thank you so much for the update. We appreciate you all being here tonight and sharing the progress with these projects. And next, we will turn it over to Dr. Greg Hunt for our first item on his list. Take it away.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. This evening, the first action item is a cancellation of outstanding checks. And by law, the treasurer of each school in a school corporation shall prepare a list of checks that have been outstanding for a period of 2 or more years as of December 31st of the preceding year. This list should be filed with the board prior to March 1st, as required by statute. With approval of Resolution 2026-02, the board is authorizing the voiding of the included outstanding checks. So those outstanding checks are part of your board packet. So this evening, the administration recommends that the Board of School Trustees approve Resolution 2026-02 as presented.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-02, authorization to void outstanding checks as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Carrie, can I count you as a second? All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2026-02, authorization to void outstanding checks. Are there any discussions or questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. All right, we'll turn things back to you again, Dr. Hunt, for the next item on the agenda, construction manager selection for the Westfield High School project.
Thank you again, Madam President. Legally, we had to advertise a request for proposal for the CMC, or construction manager as constructor. So on February 5th, 2026, Westfield Washington Schools received proposals from 4 qualified construction firms for the upcoming Westfield High School renovation and addition project. Selecting a construction manager at this time is critical to maintaining the construction timeline established in the district's 10-year facility plan, which addresses increased student enrollment at Westfield High School. A district selection committee was formed to review the proposals, as well as a support provided by the district's architectural firm, which is CSO. And the committee focused its evaluation on really 2 primary criteria: each firm's ability to successfully perform the scope of work as outlined for the project, and in each firm's demonstrated ability to complete projects on schedule. All 4 firms that submitted proposals were deemed highly capable of completing the project. However, after a thorough review of pricing, experience, and the personnel proposed to work directly with the district, the committee found the decision to be a challenging one. And based on the comprehensive review process, the committee recommends that Westfield Washington Schools utilize Meyer Najum for the Westfield High School project. As far as a fiscal note is concerned, the contract and final costs are still to be negotiated and finalized. So at this time, the administration recommends that the Board of School Trustees approve utilizing Meyer Najum as the construction manager for the Westfield High School building project.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve utilizing Meyer and Najum as the construction manager for the Westfield High School construction project as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. It's been moved and seconded to approve utilizing Meyer Najum as the construction manager for the Westfield High School project. Is there any discussion or questions? I just want to thank all the vendors that submitted proposals, and for Greg and Brian's work with the committee on the selection process, and then also reviewing it with our finance committee late last week. It was a job well done. I think we're going to be
I just
happy with the process.
I want to second that, acknowledging Core Construction, Hagerman, and Garmong as well, who all submitted strong proposals, made it difficult, but that was a good problem to have.
Yeah.
And we thank them for the current partnership as well that they have with us and the good work they're doing.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right. We'll now return to Dr. Hunt again for approval to issue the RFP for third-party management of the Shamrock Station Event Center.
Thank you again, Madam President. The Shamrock Station Event Center, which was just recently completed over this last year, is a significant district asset that supports school-related activities, community engagement, and external events to enhance operational efficiency, maximize revenue opportunities, and to ensure the professional management aligned with the industry best practices. The administration recommends soliciting proposals for experienced third-party event management firms. Issuing an RFP or request for proposal will allow the district to evaluate qualified vendors through a transparent and competitive procurement process with consideration given to demonstrated expertise, operational approach, financial performance, and alignment with district goals. The district will work in coordination with the school attorney to ensure the applicable legal statutes and procurement requirements are fully adhered to throughout the process. The selected firm would be responsible for the day-to-day management of the Shamrock Station Event Center. Services may include, but are not limited to, event booking, coordination, staffing, marketing and promotion, facility operations, finance reporting, and oversight of the maintenance activities, all subject to district policies in terms of the final contract. Upon board approval, the RFP will be issued with the intent to return to the board at a future meeting with a recommended vendor and proposed contract consideration. There is no, at this time, fiscal impact associated with issuing the RFP on any proposed management fees, compensation structure, or revenue sharing arrangements resulting from the RFP process will be presented to the board for review and approval prior to the contract execution. So at this time, the administration recommends that the Board of School Trustees approve the issuance of a request for proposal to solicit qualified third-party firms to provide professional management and operational services for the district's Shamrock Station Event Center.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the issuance of an RFP to solicit qualified third-party firms to provide professional management and operational services for the district Shamrock Station Event Center as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Amber. It's been moved and seconded to approve the issuance of an RFP to solicit qualified third-party firms to provide professional management and operational services for the district Shamrock Station Event Center. Are there any questions or discussion?
Just curious if, what's Nikki's role going to be? Nikki Heflin's then, because I thought she was going to be doing some of this. And then does she know about this as well?
Yes. Yeah, so we met with Chef Heff and Mrs. Denniston last week and talked through this. And she actually got excited, acknowledged some people that she hopes, well, she's already reached out to talk to a little bit, but she thinks in the transition there'll be a learning opportunity. Part of the RFP will be to how they can partner with our Foodies Rock and her in different ways in running the event center. And so for her, this allows maybe her to keep her focus on the educational piece and not worry as much about running an event center and the components of that. She has a pretty strong vision for how things should work there, being in the industry. But she also believes this partnership will allow us to maximize opportunities for revenue. And,
correct.
And as she says, get money in the bank account,
Yep.
which then gives us flexibility going forward to continue to develop that. And so with this, we will then start, we don't know how it will play out. We envision that there'll be multiple, I suppose, ways the third-party people want to do it. She has talked, there are exclusive, there are priority partners. There are kind of a back and forth where maybe she'll run some events, but bigger events will be coordinated through this partner. So we're pretty excited about it. Obviously, she'll be part of the team in the selection process. We haven't totally developed the RFP yet. We'll work with council and her. She's reached out to some folks she knows to get some ideas and some examples of RFPs. After the meeting, and I told her we were going to do this, she called me back. She sent me a little note and said, "Can you call me?" And she just wanted to reemphasize that she talked to her friends down at Ivy Tech in Indianapolis who have a similar partnership with one vendor, and she had time to talk to them, and she was pretty excited. So, great question, and obviously we need Nikki and her team to make that facility successful long term. So we believe this, in the short-term transition, we can find a partner that can help us learn what we need to learn.
Correct.
And set it up. Obviously, we need to have legal counsel as well, so there are probably some policies that will have to come to the board for use. But even things like security may run through the partner instead of us, which is one of the things that we, depending on the type of event, that we're looking to discuss with whomever submits these RFPs.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And the final item on the business and operations agenda, Dr. Hunt, is the approval for updated mileage chart.
Thank you once again, Madam President. Last item on my section of the action items is the mileage adoption. So the mileage between Westfield, Washington buildings has been updated to reflect the addresses of Shamrock Station and Life Ready Center, and the chart is used to determine mileage for the mileage claim form for district employees whose jobs require travel between WWS buildings. The chart is based on mileage using Apple Maps. There is, in the fiscal note, there is nothing applicable. So at this time, the administration just recommends that the Board of School Trustees approve the revised Westfield, Washington schools mileage between buildings as presented.
Thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the revised WWS mileage between buildings as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Amber. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Carrie. It's been moved and seconded to approve the revised WWS mileage between buildings. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Hunt will now move to the curriculum portion of the agenda. And first up, we have the naming of schools and grade level alignment presented by Dr. Atha.
Thank you, Mrs. Ogle, members of the board. So here we are. Just for some context, with the Indiana Department of Education, every school that has children that we educate and receive compensation from the state or tax dollars to educate needs a school number and a grade level configuration. So over the years, we've made some changes. Obviously, when we open a new school, we have to name the school, and then we apply for a school number, say what the grade configuration is. But even with the ELC being a preschool and having developmental preschool in it, needs a school number. That also then goes back to food services and allows our food service department to do what they need to do with the National School Lunch Program. And so one of the things in our reconfiguration and working with the Department of Education was that we had to have official board approval on names and grade level configurations and approved minutes to be able to submit those, and you do that annually. So we couldn't do it before this spring, or we can't do it before this spring. So what I'm saying to you, as we approach the first phase of Destination Westfield, coming to a close and we're moving kiddos around, we need to, and I think I have a slide. We have a slide of this because our current elementary schools all have numbers and names, but we have to change the grade level configuration to K through 5. So we need the board to take action on that. We do not officially have Midland Crossing Elementary School approved or a school number, and we are suggesting then the intermediate school. And if you look at my little note at the end, because I have to submit this to the DOE as well, be taken offline or sunset at the end of the year. And we also do not use, we could have repurposed their school number, but we believe it's best not to do that and to apply for a new one so that within our system and theirs, there's no confusion about that. And so we'll apply for a new number for that school. And then 6th grade cannot remain at that school, because for that to happen, you would have to have a separate entrance and address, and office for that to happen. So, however, we can have 6th grade assigned to the middle school, even though they are a school within the school in the elementary. And then, so we either had to choose to have a K through 6 school or a 6 through 8. And because Ms. Swan's here, we're going to have the 6th grade work with the middle school administration. It will be on a different time. We believe it's best to change the configuration of Westfield Middle School from a 7-8 school to a 6-7-8 school. So that's kind of the technical piece. What I do want to talk about, and through the process of converting Westfield Intermediate School into an elementary school, we've had a lot of conversation the last couple of years about a name. And so our school board policy is very clear. The responsibility of naming our schools and our facilities rests with the Board of School Trustees, but the policy also says that the board will take input from the greater community, the broader community, including students, staff, parents, and community members. And so we've created a process that involved a small committee. Mr. Hilton led that after we finished rebalancing. He reached out to the families and invited them to be a part of that work. In that work, they reviewed names from a year and a half ago, I believe, that students and staff had gone through. I believe there were at least 25 names generated in that work. And they landed on a few top names from that work, which were Cool Creek, Founders Rock, Lantern Station, Union Meadows, and then of course we have been referring to the school as Westfield Elementary School, and so that is kind of our legacy option. Now I have to tell you, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you some stories, because we sent out a survey to provide the board with, to advise the board in this process. We felt like that's the way the policy read. I sent out, the district sent out over 2,000 emails for sure to alumni, Shamrock Academy members, staff internally, and parents whose children will attend this school. And so in there, my name was on there. So I had some reach out to me. And so asking, some just told me what they preferred and thanked for most of them were just thankful for the opportunity. I did have some alumni tell me, and I'm just giving you the facts here, that they did not believe it was ever Westfield Elementary School. It was Washington Elementary School, and so why weren't we considering that? My response to that, I believe, is because we have Westfield, Washington, and we were trying to avoid mimicking names to the best of our ability. But then what this led to with the different emails is, if you don't know me, I'm a pretty exciting guy on the weekend. I had Ashley Knott provide me with a lot of information about the history of Westfield, Washington schools. There's out there, and I can provide it for you. So I started reading that, and if you know history about townships in Indiana, it's 4th grade Indiana history. Townships were developed. They're supposed to be 16 or 6 by 6 square mile, or 6 by 6 in length and width, which is 36 square miles, and 1 mile squares. And in the center of the township, there had to be a school and a general store and any type of township government. And so what evolved over the years here in Washington Township is what it started out is we ended up having a township school system, and when Westfield developed, a Westfield public school system that eventually consolidated into what we now call Westfield Washington Schools. And so there was a Grassy Branch Elementary School at one time. There was obviously a Hortonville Elementary. There was a Lamong Elementary. And if you want to know what the first elementary I could find referred to in the Westfield public school system, it was called Town School Elementary. So we didn't consider that one, but this is all in the history. In 1968, I found a little note in the alumni history that said we actually renamed the high school Westfield Washington High School. So I'm wondering at some point in there if we didn't also call it Westfield Washington Elementary around that time. They don't talk much about the elementaries. It's all about the high school and all those notes. And then I believe we probably just shortened it to Washington Elementary. So I do believe it was Westfield Elementary. In '68, in accordance with the high school becoming Westfield Washington High School, the elementary became Westfield Washington Elementary. And then we just shortened it to Washington Elementary for ease of name. And that's what it was, or what it was known of. I don't know what it was officially. I can't find the documentation to know the official, but it was referred to as Washington Elementary. I have had people send me yearbooks with Washington Elementary. With all that said, in the respondents who came back from 916 respondents, and we asked them a first and a second choice. And then we did a statistical average where we blended the two and divided them in half, right? Cool Creek Elementary School had about 31%, 31.4, Union Meadows 25, and Westfield Elementary 22. Now that is a bit misleading because if you go to just the first choice, Cool Creek had the most votes as the first choice and Westfield Elementary had the second choice. And so I say that to you because there is a strong tradition in our community that we're very proud of in Westfield Public Schools, which now is Westfield Washington Schools, and we want to continue to honor that and all that we can do. I kind of call it tradition innovation. We take the best from the past and we apply it to the future, right? So with all that said, we are recommending Cool Creek Elementary School, not in a separate, but as a one, taking this documentation that I need to submit to the board. And this is supported by Andy. He was not able to be here. He had a family situation that called him away. But what we're asking the board is, first of all, I want to thank the committee and everyone who responded to the survey, everyone who was passionately engaged in this process. What we've learned from it, I believe, or what I've learned from it, I can speak for myself, is that we need to put some administrative guidelines to the policy that outline the processes to be consistent going forward that we will use. If we are going to have a committee, we need to have that committee approved by the school board and the process adopted on the front end. But since this was kind of one of the first times, we fumbled through it, but I think we did a great job. Again, kudos to Mr. Hilton, the parents involved, and everyone who was engaged in the survey. But with that, this is what we're saying is what we need to do here tonight is to adopt the names presented, the grade level configurations for the beginning of the 26-27 school year, so we can apply to do two things. We can start registration this Friday with this information and then submit it to the Department of Education on April 1. We'll need to approve the minutes next board meeting, and then we can submit it April 1 so we can get approval from the DOE. This is really for accountability reasons. It's how they apply their accountability systems and the students in that process. That's a lot of information. Our recommendation is you adopt this information as presented.
All right, thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the school names and grade level configurations as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Carrie. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. It's been moved and seconded to approve the school names and grade level configurations. Is there any discussion or any questions?
I just want to thank Andy Hilton for the process and everybody that participated in it and everything else. I know it's a lot of work and it's hard to make everybody happy because everybody has their favorite name, you know, as far as that goes. So I just want to thank Mr. Hilton and everybody else and what they did.
So what I will tell you, Mike, is you know, thoughts that have emerged is within the school, we can have some history, pictures and things, try to incorporate that tradition from that school. There are people who are way more creative than I am, but we have some of that information. It was kind of like when Fishers High School reopened, they went back and had a bunch of their trophies they'd stayed, and they created a special trophy case for that and some of those things. So there are some things we can do as we look to the future, but honor the past.
Yep, and when we do the new middle school, Stacy, if you need a board member on that committee, I'd be more than happy to sit in on it, but you'll be in charge.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
All right, thank you. And I just want to note, Jerry, did you note that for any changes you need to make?
So noted.
Okay, thanks.
Duly noted. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Dr. Atha. Next up, we go to Dr. Hoover, who will present the middle school classes for high school credit for next year.
Thank you, President Ogle, members of the board. We wanted to bring this to you. As you guys know, the high school diploma that is new by the IDOE. Our current freshman class is the first graduating class to follow this model. And due to several factors of scheduling, timing, requirements of the new diploma, various pathways for our own student development, myself and Ms. Swan and Mrs. Dennison were able to spend time looking at the courses that those students would be taking. Stacy and Alicia did a phenomenal job of really communicating with each other and looking at the various pathways that our students would take and trying to decide which, if any, classes would need to be offered at the middle school level. That would be credit-bearing classes, and then try to develop the best plan for that. There's the state has offered some different ideas, but it's up to each independent school system to do that on their own. So we have talked, and we are submitting to you various classes that we would like to be offered as credit-bearing, that would be offered in middle school, that would be for high school credit. Financially, what's beneficial about this is there's no cost to us for the district, as our current staff will be able to cover these classes for the 26 school year and beyond. In fact, actually, there's opportunities for students to take some of these classes earlier, which will potentially offer opportunities for AP classes, ICC dual credits, which actually may help families financially in the end when they can take some different classes as they get into their sophomore, junior, and senior year. So at this time, you can see the classes are actually Computing Foundations for Digital Age, Preparing for College and Career Readiness, Beginning Band, Beginning Choir, and Physical Science. And then in 27-28, Beginning Orchestra or Strings would be the recommendations for right now. This is something that from year to year or from as we move forward, we may come to you down the road and alter this based upon just as we learn more and see what, how students are taking these classes. Stacy and Alicia will be monitoring this over the next, couple of years. But at this time, our recommendation is that you would approve the following courses for credit at the middle school level, beginning in the 26-27 school year.
All right, thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the designated 2026-2027 middle school courses for high school credit as presented. Thank you, Amber. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Carrie. It's been moved and seconded to approve the designated 2026-2027 middle school courses for high school credit as presented. Is there any discussion or any questions? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes. All right, for the final item on the curricula agenda, Dr. Hoover will provide an elementary administrative position update.
Thank you, President Ogle. Once again, just wanted to give you guys an update. Obviously, with all the changes in the teacher rebalancing and the schools rebalancing, one of the parts, administrative roles have also been a part of that process. And due to the fact that we're going from 6 elementaries to 8, obviously there were some administrative positions to fill with that. So we've been looking, as we've gone through, kind of approach those as they've come. I just wanted to give an update of sort of where we are with those positions. As of right now, the 2 administrative positions, really 3 that we're looking to fill here in the next month will be the assistant principal at Cary Ridge Elementary School. That is opening due to the fact that Mrs. Rivera is going to be moving to Cool Creek Elementary School in the following year with Mr. Hilton. And then, although this is an administrative position, that we would also be then filling the instructional coach position at that school as well. Mr. Chambers wanted to wait until the teacher announcements were done for Cary Ridge, so that way the new staff of Cary Ridge could be a part of that conversation. But we are going to be, he's started some screenings. Those interviews will take place later this month, and their goal is to bring a recommendation to you for the March board meeting for the assistant principal position. We also have been notified that we will be hiring a ELC principal director for next year. Marcy has shared with Dr. Baldwin of her intentions of retirement, and so we are in the process of hiring a director of our ELC, which, as all of you well know, that is a very specialized and very important position for our district. We have been blessed having Marcy in that role to really get it off the ground and get it rolling. And so we are currently accepting applications for that position, and once again, looking at a late February, early March timeline to bring to you as well. And then the final position would be that our counselor position at Maple Glen, they are in the process. Kyle Miller will oversee that position along with Mrs. Buzan, and they will look to hire their counselor here in early March. And with those positions that would be filled and then brought to you for recommendation and then approval, that would, at the moment, solidify our administrative team moving into the 26-27 school year. So I just wanted to give you an update on where we were with that.
All right, thank you, Dr. Hoover. That concludes our business items. We now move to board member and superintendent success stories from the past month. And I wanted to give a little shout out to Marcy Dorado and wish her well in her retirement, but also that I was able to attend the Lantern Award with some other district members and watch Marcy get the Lantern Award for the Westfield Washington School District this month. And it was a great event and a great way to see her honored for all that she's done for the district. So thanks to Marcy.
I've got, three things. One, Stacy just left, but the 7th and 8th grade boys basketball team won the Hamilton County Junior High tournaments this year. And the high school wrestling team has 7 guys moving on to semi-state. One of them is ranked 1st in the state and 4th in the nation. So I think we'll have somebody down at state, if not 2 people down at state, when it's all washes out. And on a personal note, I had my doctor's visit, and for a sick guy, I'm as healthy as they come.
On the athletic note, our girls' basketball team finished their season in the sectional. They were defeated by Hamlin Southeastern, who won the sectional and is a very talented team. But on last Tuesday night, I was over at Carmel High School, and we were so competitive. It was a great game. Just a shout out to Coach Steele, Kelsey. Just finished her 4th year. The girls are 17-8. They just keep getting better every year. So shout out to our Lady Shamrocks and a great season, and look forward to next year. They have a lot of returning young players, so they'll be exciting to watch.
And just a quick reminder, you can still sign up for Topgolf for the Westfield Education Foundation. I know most of you partners in the audience are already signed up, but for everyone listening, March 1st, Topgolf from 2 to 5.
And then we'll talk about this at the next board meeting, but just want to acknowledge that our annual staff appreciation event, I think is March 6th, right? It's Friday, March 6th at, it's called Rock and Roll Bowl, the bowling alley over on 32 in Noblesville. And so Ashley and the foundation team is putting that together, and we'll talk about what a great event is at our next meeting. But that's always an event that, since the first one we put together several years ago, that our staff looks forward to, and it's a way for us to thank them for their efforts day in and day out.
Excellent. All right. Well, our next regular board meeting will be held in this room on March 10th at 6:30 p.m. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second? Thank you, Amber. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.